Valley, Viognier, and today I'll be going over sparkling wine from Spain as a fun alternative to champagne, and that is Cava, or Cava, I should say. So, why am I doing these videos? Well, the majority of you have probably heard of some of the following varietals: Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay, Merlot, Riesling, Moscato. I, however, would like to introduce you to grapes that you've probably never heard of. So at the beginning of each video, will remind you of a few things. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Your sensations of taste and smell are determined by the chemicals that are in food and drink. When we say we're smelling lemon zest or we're tasting honey, we're not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out individual smells. Just swirl your wine glass, close your eyes, and think about the fruits or wood or flowers or minerals, etc. that you're smelling or tasting. And of course, this will help you appreciate wine more. So at the beginning of each video, I'll also bring up several different terms that you'll need to know. You already know whether or not a wine is dry or sweet. Body is the mouthfeel you have when you taste the wine. It is analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, that's a full-bodied wine. If it's like skim milk, it's light-bodied. If it's like 2%, it's medium-bodied. You can also guess the body by the tears or legs that form on the glass after you swirl it. If the tears take a long while to form, it's a full-bodied wine. And if they come and go quickly, it's a light-bodied wine. Tannin is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. It makes your tongue feel like it's sticking to the side of your teeth or to the roof of your mouth. If a wine is too tannic, you might make this face. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing. The more watery your mouth feels after the drink, the higher the acidity. All wines are acidic because they have a lower pH level than water, and that is something that you probably went over in middle school or high school chemistry. Alcohol, outside of what you can read on the label, can also be guessed by how much the wine burns at the top of your throat when it goes down. You can also guess how much alcohol is in the wine by how far away you can hold the glass before you smell the wine. The further away, the higher the alcohol. So, for example, Zinfandel, you can smell further away, probably right around here, whereas a Moscato, you need to be pretty darn close. Okay, so on to the blend. So Kava is made in the Catalonia region of Spain, which is in the northeastern part of the country. So, Catalonia. Moving down over to here. Hopefully you should be able to see that. And to get even more specific, so green area right here. Of course, Catalonia has been in the news relatively recently, or for a while, I should say, because of separatist movement, with Barcelona being the main area, but we'll try not to get into that. So, Kava is actually a blend of several types of grapes. So, Viura, Cheryl, Parellada, those are the main grapes that are used. Obviously, I don't know how to pronounce some of them. If it is made in the rosé style, some of the grapes that are used are Grenache and Trepet. I would also like to add that some of them add Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Monastrell. They can be as part of the blend as well. I personally don't like it when non-Spanish grapes are used, but I guess that makes me like an elitist or something like that, or a purist, however you want to interpret that. So when it comes to sparkling wines, you will run into several terms that you need to know, especially regarding Cava, which is Brut Nature, Extra Brut, Brut, and Semi-Seco. So basically, defining that is Brut Nature is the driest, followed by Extra Brut, then Brut, and then Semi Secco, which is also known as Extra Dry. I know, all sounds really weird. Just go with me on this one. As you know, it can be very confusing if you don't know these terms already enough. So you will need to be aware also of the quality levels of Kava. Regular Kava is aged for 9 months on the lees. Lees is dead yeast particles that influence the creaminess of the wine. Cava Reserva is aged for 15 months on the lees, and Cava Grand Reserva is aged for at least 30 months on the lees, which makes it extra creamy. And also, Cava Grand Reserva has a vintage date on it. Most sparkling wines, however, including champagne, don't have a specific vintage on the bottle. Rather, sparkling wines are typically a blend of at least 2 vintages. If you do find a vintage on a sparkling wine, like champagne or cava, it means that it is of great quality and you will be paying the difference for it. So what can you expect from cava? Well, it's a light-bodied sparkling wine. It can range from very, very dry to dry. It has a low amount of tannin, if any at all. I'll just say that it doesn't really have tannin. Kava is extremely high in acidity and has a medium-low amount of alcohol. The wine is meant to be drunk in a flute glass. I'm sure you've all seen those little narrow glasses that are typically used for New Year's celebrations. And it is to be served between 38 to 45 degrees. This is known as ice cold in the wine world, even though, obviously it's not 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but we'll just go with the terms here. Now, should you have the patience, Kava can be stored anywhere from 1 to 5 years. And you can spend around $18 for a good bottle of Kava, though a bottle of Freshenet or Segura Viudas will do the trick. Those tend to go for anywhere between $9.99 to $12.99 a bottle. So what are some of the smells and tastes you can expect from Kava? Quince, lime, yellow apple, chamomile, and almond. You can pair it with dishes like tapas or paella, Mexican fare, or even red bean chili for a delightful experience. So if you're looking for a great value sparkling wine, you might want to give Kava a try. Anyway, this is Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Join me Monday, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, yeah, right. 3 o'clock in the morning when I go over a red grape created from South Africa. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.